What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to stay focused. Staying focused is one of the most important things you'll ever master. It's extremely essential whether you're running a business, starting a business, whether you're working for an employer, your relationships, your finances, your fitness, your health. And we're really fighting an uphill battle when it comes to focus because we live in a world where there's ever increasing distractions. We have social media. We have countless options on Netflix. We have the news always constantly screaming at us through headlines, whether it's online or on TV. So there's just so many distractions. And what's interesting about that is once you're distracted, it's easier to become more distracted. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to fight that distraction to ultimately become more focused so you can achieve more success in life, both in business and your relationships. And while you're at it, why not focus on your fitness and health too? I want you to think about this concept called decision fatigue, which ultimately leads to mental fatigue. The idea is the more decisions you make throughout a day, the more mentally fatigued that you become, leading to worse decisions as the day goes on. So for example, this is something that you're probably missing because they're really like micro decisions. It's not the big decisions like, you have a big decision to make about your business or a big decision to make with your wife. It's these like little micro decisions that just compound throughout the day. So the biggest one that you're probably missing is just scrolling your newsfeed on Facebook, the suggested videos on YouTube, scrolling Instagram. It's this scrolling mentality that is so prevalent in our society today that every time you see a post from somebody, you're subconsciously making a decision on, should I pay attention to this or should I not? So these are micro decisions that are wearing you down, ultimately keeping you distracted and also causing you to make poor decisions later in the day. So if the first thing that you do every day is grab your phone, and I've been guilty of this and I know you have too, but if the first thing that you're doing every single day is grabbing your phone and going on Facebook or Instagram and getting that mental fatigue right off the bat, that's the worst way to start your day. That's the opposite of a good morning routine. You might have noticed when Steve Jobs was alive and Tony Robbins, they always wear black. And it's because of decision fatigue. They don't want to make decisions of even what they're wearing because they know they're going to be making critical decisions throughout the day, and they wanted to save their mental capacity to be able to make decisions that really mattered. Just be conscious about the fact that you're making hundreds, if not thousands of decisions every single day, and think about where can you cut out these little decisions that you're making constantly. How can you cut that out? Create systems around that. And once you get some of that off of your plate, your mind's more powerful. You can use your mind more easily to think of great business ideas, to not be as distracted, to be more present with your kids, with your wife. Because if you're distracted during all that, what's going to happen is you're going to ultimately start to hurt relationships. Your business is going to suffer because of that. Spend some time today and think about what are all the little decisions that you're making throughout the day that you could cut out. Or if you're a business owner, that you could have your assistant take care of for you. It's going to be getting these little decisions off of your plate that's going to allow you to open up your mind and to start to eliminate more distractions, because these little decisions are ultimately distractions. Everything I just talked about really doesn't matter if you don't have clear goals in mind. With all that being said, the most important thing that you can do is to get extremely clear on your goals. Without being extremely clear on your goals, there's really no point to have focus because you don't know what target you're even trying to hit. When you're not clear on your goals, that's when the distractions really come into your life, because it's easy to be distracted when you don't know where you're going, right? You're just wandering around and you're like, ooh, that looks nice. There's a squirrel. That's not the way you want to be. You want to have these clear goals. When you have clear goals, it's like a magnetic force like pulling you towards them, and that's when laser-like focus can really come into play and distractions can be eliminated because you have purpose, you have this mission. When setting goals, it's important to have them set in 4 key areas: personal, business, relationships, and spiritual. Those are the 4 categories that I like to set my goals in. Business are, what do you want your business to do for the year, 3 years, 5 years, and someday. That would include your finance goals. So how much do you want to have invested? How much income? Those types of goals are going to go in business. Personal, for me, that's going to be, What types of conferences do I want to go to that year? How do I want to develop personally? Do I want to become a better speaker that year? How am I going to go about doing that? Do I want to lose some weight? Do I want to, do better at the gym? Do I want to run a marathon? Those are personal goals. Relationships are going to be my relationship with my wife. If you have kids, your relationship with your kids, your friends, your extended family, your parents, sisters, brothers, and then also your colleagues. So those goals might look like, you want to do a date night every week with your wife. Or you may have an idea of people that you would like to be in relationship with. So you might have some goals like meet 2 new people every single month to build a new relationship with. Spiritual, for me, that's my relationship with God. That's going to be reading the Bible, prayer, spending time meditating. That's what that's going to look like for me. And without those 4 key areas, I find that you really don't have a balanced life. If you think of life almost like a wheel, and with spokes coming out, imagine having 4 spokes coming out, and if one of those spokes is broken, the wheel is kind of like disformed. It kind of like caves in, and now you got this wheel that's like it can't operate properly. You're not going to have a very smooth ride. So you really want to make sure that you're focusing on all these areas of life. Now that you have these clear goals, you know what the target is, so it becomes easier to get and stay focused and to eliminate distractions.